I'd like to get to know you. Not the general person that you put yourself out there as. I want to have you around for a while, long term. So I feel like we have to get to know each other. So I'll tell you a little bit about me, and hopefully one day you'll tell me a bit about you. You see, I'm running a little bit low on that thing that we call hope. I am draining my own energy because I have an unhealthy relationship going on with my mental state. So I'm currently in the process of coaching myself to be my own motivation and having the courage to actually fail. I'm not saying that you're not strong enough. I'm saying that you don't have to do this thing by yourself anymore. You've done that before. You've been through the hurt, the pain, the heartache, the betrayal, the disappointment. So you have experience. Experience is experience, whether you fail, whether you win. It helps you to navigate throughout this life, you know? And most of us are winging it. We don't really know how to live outside of societal norms. You know why? We get labeled as misfits and rebels, troublemakers, no respect for the status quo. Those are the labels that we get if we dare believe in ourselves. If you push the barrier of your own identity, it upsets the nation. Because how dare you be untamed? So I guess I've just decided that, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to make a change in my personal growth. And I'm going to be what I had originally set out to be. Before life added these layers to me. Before I had to hide the side of me that I don't want to meet. Because it's too raw. It comes with acknowledgement and embracing the things that we're taught to fear or be disgusted by in ourselves, shame and guilt. If we give them power and dominion over us, then we're right where they expect us to be. They have us right where they want us to be. So yes, I'm still going to chase a goal. But I'm going to enjoy the experiences that was necessary to get there. I am going to acknowledge things for what they were and not give them power over me. Because you're not about to keep me confined, And so I'm uncertain as what method is going to work best in order to get there. But something I have been trying for a very long time, it has aided in my benefit, is reading. I've always liked reading, but I realized that the more life kept on happening, is the more I denounced it, sort of. Like, I know that I could pick up a book, and it seems so easy to pick up a book, but I did not have time for it. So, how about we make time? That's what I try to do. That's what I'm currently doing. Because nothing is going to change unless I change it. So my breakthrough, that's on me. I don't know your story. I don't know what you're like. But I bet we have a similarity. And based off just that similarity, I got you. What proof do I have for you to believe that? I don't. I can tell you every word that you want to hear, but if you don't want to believe it, then it's just a waste of words. So I'm going to keep showing up. Whether you want to be here or not, I'm going to be here every week. I will be reading books and I will share my viewpoints on them. I will, outline some of the things that have helped me. And I'm not saying that it will work for you because we all process things differently, but maybe it will interest you enough to give it a shot. Let me tell you something. You have to find the center of your being. You're what you got, So how about you acknowledge yourself and understand your worth instead of listening to what society says that we should do. I played life safe. Yes, I know all sorts of traumas. But I played life safely. I controlled when I want to smile. I control when I want to indulge in something. I control when I want to make whatever moves. And I control what I just detach from. And I liked it because it's safe. It's my comfort zone. It's where I can exist how I want to, even though it's still in society's grasp. But after playing it safe for so long, I realized I wasn't living. I realized that, yeah, I had the goals and I kept on attaining them. But then I got bored and I was like, well, what next? What am I going to do next? Now I set myself out on this path to get this thing, and now that I have it, I'm not feeling any bit of fulfillment and completion. And then the answer for that was because I wasn't really connected with it. It was something that I thought was best. So I never paid much attention to it. But sometimes you transcend to different realities and you realize that that thing that you wanted, it's right there. It just takes a few adjustments. It's just that one of the things that are a part of this so-called adjustment is yourself. Yeah. I'm sure if you were supposed to meet yourself, you'd like to probably just talk about life itself and the future you and maybe, get into ways to help yourself. But me, if I was supposed to see the version of myself that I had to close off and put in a prison so that she doesn't get hurt, she'd be so mad at me. If I saw her, I am exiting immediately. I don't want to have that conversation. Because yes, I know that I hurt her. But I don't want to listen to that. Because I had to do what I needed to do so I could survive. The crappy part is I promised her that I would have come back and got her. And now it's time for me to go back and get her. So even though I don't want to see her because I don't want to deal with the self-forgiveness and the apologies, I don't want to do that. I have to. Because I deserve to know that I am not my mistakes. My mistakes, of course, every experience that you have is going to help to guide you. It's going to shape you. But that's not all there is to you. So why do you feel like you need to be shunned? Because you did things that you consider shameful, or society considers it shameful, and that you should drown yourself in sorrows and guilt and shame. Why do they get to do that to you? As if you're not the one living your life in full effect. So yes, what I'm asking of you is for you to go ahead and get reintroduced to you. I have no clue if I can pull this thing off, but I owe it to myself to try. Because your comfort zone, there's no growth there. There's just you being in control of what happens next. And because you live such a predictable life, you find it boring. I found it boring. But I was appreciative of the fact that I did set myself out to get to a safe zone, a safe haven. So I did that. But that's all it was, a safe space. Only I have the power to move my responsibility forward. Only you have the power to do so for yourself. But what I'm trying to tell you is you don't need to do it alone. We're going to do it through reading. Because we got to build ourselves mentally and emotionally again. We have to stop waiting for people to save us. So I'm asking you for at least half or even quarter of the energy that you put into showing up for people, and just apply it to you. I don't trust you to do it by yourself. So that's why I'm here. Because how many times have you decided that you're just going to work on yourself later? You're too busy right now. Life is going on right now. But then, if somebody needs your help, whether it be your family, your friend, your lover, you drop everything in a microsecond, and you're on your way to go save them. But if I say apply some of that to you, you're going to say you don't have time. Make time for yourself, just like how you'd make it for them. Do you understand that you're the most important person here? This is your world. You can only inform me on things that are happening in your world, because we do not live the same life. But there are things that will be relatable. I wasn't always as calm and resilient as I am now. And trust me, I am not as calm. I'm working on it, okay? But I was very fluent in anger as far as emotions go. Everything else, I was just cold to the touch. It took me nothing to disconnect from you. I don't care how long we've known each other. I don't care what you've done for me. If you're a threat to me in terms of how I wanted to live, you're getting the boot. I do not regret it. But I am able to look outside of myself and understand that that may not have been the best approach. You can still keep your distance from something or someone, but you can apply your character in a different form. So I was thinking maybe we can just be crazy enough to change the world together. Because in order to grow, you first have to suffer. I'm challenging you to find something that you once had passion for. No matter how dumb it is, no matter how silly it is, no matter how childish you may think it is. I want you to tap into the moment where that was your passion. And I want you to garner every bit of strength that you think you might have left. Because we're going to need it. We're going to put it into you. And on the days that you fall short, you'll have a home here. You'll have a family. You'll have a support system. Because I know that you know what it feels like when you need people and they're never around. There's always an excuse when it comes to them showing up for you. But when it's them, when the roles are reversed, sometimes they ain't even gotta ask and we show up immediately. So over here we're gonna be that support system that we would have liked to have, but we didn't. And that's okay. So I know you'll open up to me as time goes by. I'm okay with that. But for now, I'm going to come here and I'm going to talk to you about life and how I've been coping with it and what has been helping me. And hopefully one day you'll make suggestions to me. And I guess we can bond, But this is a judge-free zone. I don't want you to ever feel like if you let me in and do this with me, then I'm just gonna throw it in your face. I know firsthand what that feels like. And as messed up as I am sometimes, one of the things that were always consistent with my personality was that I was always grateful of what someone does for me. And I've never used anything against them. Even when they don't give me the same grace. You see, the thing is, I know I can annihilate you. But I'm gonna let you live. Because who I am is bigger than where you're trying to take me. Some days I will relapse. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not gonna lie and act like I am just holier than thou. Some days we can take it there. I'm gonna meet you where you're at. But that's why I am learning. That's why I'm experiencing my journey and taking it a step at a time. So how about we enjoy the process of this journey? Good, bad, in between. We have to make the necessary accommodations for the changes that we want in our lives. So I need you to become obsessed with you. I need you to be unable to get enough of you. And sure, people are gonna talk and they're gonna be like, "Oh, you think you're all that?" No, you think I'm all that. I never once approached you and say, "Hey, look at me, consider me all that." No. That's what you built me up to be in your head. And because you don't know how to break me, then you take jabs at me. I can handle that. I was built for that. And I'm going to continue showing you how much of a presence my entire being is. You are going to feel my energy before I walk in that room. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not very good with apologies, so I guess that works out. But on a serious note, I really do have to work things out with myself. I have to face me and apologize for the areas that I fell short. I need to listen to myself regarding what really hurts, what really caused pain. And instead of dismissing it like it's not a thing, I'll acknowledge it, I'll embrace it, and then I'll let it go. So yes, we are traveling back in the past, but not because we're stuck, not because we couldn't get our lives right, but because the most important person in the entire world was us. And we didn't even say, I'm sorry. So yes, it is me versus me. You will be misunderstood. You will be considered a brat. But okay. The people who are most successful in this life, they had people and situations that could have turned them into a nobody. But they decided to defy the odds. I am going to be the person that you see with a core strength and trust. I am going to excel. And I encourage that. I encourage you to encourage yourself, to let yourself know that you're worth it. Just stop listening to people. Stop being what life is telling you to be. And reconnect with the universe. So, that's my introduction to what I want to garner here for us. A safe space, but not the comfortable kind. Just one where you know that you can be yourself. There's no such thing as flaws, man. We were never gonna be the same, so how can something about you that does not match something about me be considered a problem? Are you crazy? Let that go. So the next book that you are going to, the first book that we're going to get into is called The Little Book of Stoicism. And this is by Jonas Salzgeber. I apologize if I messed up that surname. But it's something that has been aiding in my benefit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure if it's in like a audio form, like a audio version, but most things nowadays are. And me personally, I like to have the physical book because I don't know, I guess I'm just like old-fashioned sometimes in certain things. So I'm gonna read it, and I'm just gonna share with you every week something that I've applied to my life, and hopefully it will interest you in possibly reading it front to back one day, you know. But just in case you read it, please let me know what you think of it and if you're actually applying it. Now, it's impossible that we agree with everything, but I don't want any lies over here. If you just don't like it, you just don't like it, and we move on to something else. I don't know how long you want us to spend on a book, to be fair, because if I'm gonna put out a video every week, then that means you'll only have me 4 times per month. And in those 4 times, I don't know if you want it to be where we just do 1 book per month and keep having discussions about what we've learned about ourselves and, you know, what we disapprove of, you know, or if we're gonna do like 2 books per month. Honestly, personally, I would have liked to do over 10 books for the year, but I'm not gonna push it because some books might be a little bit heavy and you might need more time to process things. So we'll just take it a day at a time. I would like to get a phone line for this channel just so that we can have live chats where we call in and talk to each other and share viewpoints, but don't hold me to that yet, because even though it does not look like it, I am pretty introverted. This is a big step for me. Technically, it kind of feels like you guys aren't really real because I'm not seeing you. But, yeah. I should have said my name. I'm Jade. I'm not very good at this. And as time goes by, I guess I'll grow into a person that's like, hey, no. For now, I am trying this thing called talking out loud. I am very good at being in my head. But yeah, I would like to spend some time to get to know you so we can just do this together, because it is going to need your undivided attention for at least 20-30 minutes on a weekly basis. I'm going to need to talk to you. You're going to need to fill me in with all the details of everything happening. So whenever you come across this video, please put your name in the comment section. I am going to try to work on my communication. It's one of the things that I'm not good at, and I get really cussed out by everybody in my life. So don't feel discouraged. I am working on myself with you. So I promise I am interested in doing better. Okay? So remember to tell me your name. I mean, you can add where you're from, because I guess it would be pretty cool to know, like, where you're from and how you even found my video. Well, if this is the one that I put out, because I've done a few of them, and I've been in my head about the things that I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it, and I kept on deleting them because I've always found a problem with everyone that I've made. So if you get this, chances are I deemed this one as the best out of everything. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to get this done. I'm ready to give you myself. So, we're in a relationship, and you can't break up with me. So, you're stuck with me, so might as well open up, right? And we'll get to know each other. It's us versus us. Me versus me. You versus you. Pain versus pleasure. We're not giving life to just one particular thing anymore. Did you know that living is hard to do? So imagine trying to live and then using everything that you go through as a negative source of connection to yourself. Of course it's going to drain you. Of course that's what's going to cause you to give up on yourself. So, before we've officially signed off on wasting our heartbeats, let's give it a shot. You might end up finding it as one of the best things that ever happened to you. Either way, always keep me informed on what's going on with you. I want to know everything. Everything. It doesn't matter. Okay? So thank you, and I'll see you next week when I come out with this book and tell you a little thing or two.